Good evening, boys and girls. I'm glad to see you've returned. Since we're talking about exponents, I decided to bring in my twin here because now we're squared, which is pretty cool. Alright, so in this video, we're going to talk about the product of powers property. We'll go through a couple example slides, and then you'll fill out your graphic organizer at the end of this video. Alright, so the product of powers property, you multiply powers with the same base, and you add their exponents. So you've already had background knowledge on what a base is when talking about exponents. So in this example here, 6 to the 4th times 6 to the 4th. The base is 6. As long as the base is the same, you can add your exponents. So 6 to the 4th times 6 to the 4th. If I add my exponents, 4 plus 4, my answer would be 6 to the 8th. My base stays the same. That does not change. Here's another example. 2 to the 3rd times 2 to the 7th. My base of my exponent is 2. So I'm going to add 3 plus 7. When I add my exponents, I get 2 to the 10th power. Another example, my base is 4. As long as my base is the same, I can add my exponents. So I'm going to add 2 plus 12. 4, 2 plus 12, will be 4 to the 14th power. I'm going to skip here and show you another example with variables. So here, our variable is a. That is our base. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a number. Our base can be a variable. So a to the 5th times a to the 7th. Our base is the same. So we can add our exponents, be a to the 13th power. This is a way to just simplify exponents, and when we apply it to other concepts, you'll see exactly why that is the case. Alright, and here's another even more advanced example. Now, in this case, our base is the letter P, not 4 and 2. 4 and 2 is not our base. Our base goes with our exponent. So in this case, I can multiply 4 times 2. My base stays the same, which is P, and then I can add my exponents. So I can add 2 plus 9. So when I do so, whoops, I guess I didn't do an example here. 4 times 2 would be 8. P is my base, so that stays the same, and I can add 2 plus 9 to get 11. So my final answer here would be 8 P to the 11th power. And again, here's another example. I can multiply my 9 and my 6. My base is C, so those stay the same, and then I can add my exponents. Even if our exponents are negative, you're still going to apply integer rules, and I would add -5 plus 7. So let's do a couple examples on our graphic organizer. So this is the product of powers rule. I'm going to do the best that I can to write on here. So in our first example, we had 6, let's say to the 3rd power, times 6 to the 2nd power, or 6 squared. My base is 6, so that stays the same. So this would be 6. I'm going to add my exponents, 2 and 3, to get 5. 6 to the 5th power. Again, our base can also be a variable. I'm going to use the letter C. Let's say C to the 9th power times C to the 3rd power. Our base is C. That's going to stay the same. And this would be C to the 9 plus 3 which is c to the 12th power. In another example, let's say we had 3 to the, let's keep a, 3 times a to the 4th power times 7a to the 3rd power. Now in this case, our base is a. I'm not going to add, oh geez, this equal sign. I'm not going to add 3 and 7 because they are digits outside of the base, so I can multiply those two. So I'm going to take 3 times 7, we get 21. A is my base, so that stays the same. And I'm going to add 4 plus 3 to get 7. In our last example, let's go back to having just variables. So I'm going to use the variable, let's use f for fall stick, the best math teacher in the world. F to the negative 11th power times f to the 5th power. Again, my variable, or my base is f, so that stays the same. And when I add my exponents, I can use my calculator to help. Negative 11 plus 5 gives me negative 6. In class, we practice how to write a negative exponent. So when we do so, f to the negative 6th power, when you go to high school, you're going to want to write so that you have all positive exponents. So I'm going to use my negative power rule. I'm going to rewrite this and put it in the denominator in order to make my exponent positive. So this would be f to the 6th power with 1 as my numerator. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I am looking forward to extending your learning tomorrow in the classroom. Alright, have a good rest of the day. This is like magic. Actually, you know what I just realized? I'm in New York right now. I hope I can get to class in time tomorrow morning. I just realized that. Look at that beautiful skyline. Alright guys, for real, I'm signing off now.